Setting up my new Tunze Comline 3168 and turning multifilter as a first time user, I found out I had to set up the magnet holders, which are, they basically come in a package like this in a box, unboxing here. They're pretty strong, so they have a little warning for you to make sure you don't get your fingers caught. But the user manual took me a couple of read-throughs, so I decided to video the experience. And in a package with some silicone bumpers that come along, essentially these have to be installed on the back area here, and there's each one of these packages has one of the magnet holders here that has space for the silicone inserts, which is going to attach there, and they also provide these little strips of rubber bumpers. So the instructions say, you know, for these 2 strips of 8, so there's 16 in total. Now basically you need to take each one of these bumpers and install it into the round indentations here on each one of the magnet pieces that are going forward here. So I figured we would do that, and this is the first time install, so I'm not an expert at this. This is my first attempt at this, so we'll just give it a shot. It's supposed to be a straightforward process, so that's pretty simple to get that in there and basically remove it from the, they call it the adhesion foil in the manual, so I'm assuming that's a translation funny. Yeah, the manual's got a few languages in it, German and Spanish and French, I believe, as well as English. So anyway, I'm just going to do these bumpers. I might fast forward the video for this. One more. So there we go. So that's, those ones have to repeat on the other set of magnets in a second, but I figure I'll jump to the next piece right now. This is all available on page 27, and there's some photos here. I'll take an actual screenshot and include those into the video as well. But for now, let's get 4 of these bumpers out. They look like they're, they don't have a direction at all. They look identical with both sides, so that's good to know. I need to find the one that has the 4 holes on it. So let's try to do this, and yeah, it just push inserts into there. That's good. Yeah, it feels like this is going to be a pretty easy install when all is said and done here. Okay, so push insert that, and push insert that. Okay, and then this, I believe, is going to have to go onto the unit like this, and I think it's going to be easier if I put it flat. So let's give that a shot and see, so I can push down onto it instead. Yeah, no, that's actually kind of a satisfying into there. Ah, it's neat, kind of bouncy. Okay, so we have to do the other one right now. So let's just get this guy out of here, and these guys out of here. And that's a top one, not that it matters, but and there's 1, there's 2, and our strip. Oh, not that one. Already finished that piece there, so we'll try these ones. Put these on. Okay, they're all on. Let's get these last silicone pieces in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and they fall all over. Definitely easier to push them down against the table, so we'll just do the same thing again. This one's the bottom one. I don't think it really matters. I think they look identical. Basically, these guys here are interchangeable, which is fine, but for sake of correctness, we'll just make sure they're the same ones right now. That's good. Okay, and we'll put this guy down again nice and flat, just to have a bit of resistance area here. And that one is a bit harder to go into, so we'll just do it hand against hand. There we go. Interesting. So one's orientated horizontally, one's oriented vertically. Alright, so those are both on there, and if we look that way you can see that they have the same amount of spread between, so that's pretty good to me. That's great. Okay, so supposedly you can install the optional return direction director, but the unit is now ready to go. So it's a quarantine tank I'm doing. So there are two mechanisms to use this in. You can either use it in with this filter canister that they actually have provided. It's kind of a neat concept. So I'm going to use it, but the other choice you have is you could actually just do using these other pieces, the actual solid filter media here like this. So this guy goes in there like that, gives you a bed, and you can put this one in here as well, so it goes on top. So that's another option for doing it. I'm going to try it with this. It's basically, this thing says here you can remove this way, so you hold the bottom you hold the bottom in here and you twist, and then what ends up happening is this guy ends up coming out. This media here is looks like it's just layers of the polywool. I've seen videos that have suggested that what you do with it is you put carbon or phosphate removers inside of that. So for right now, just because I'm doing an initial tank setup, I'm just going to run it with the polywool for the time being. I will install carbon afterwards, but that just inserts back into the unit, and we are now ready to put that into the aquarium. So I believe that's what we're going to do next, and I hope this video so far was helpful. Well, continuing the first time install here, we're going to take this the Tunze 3168 and give it a shot in the new tank here. So basically there is an overflow that can feed water in from this direction, and there's also the bottom intake as well. So I'm going to lower the bottom intake because they actually suggest you try that to begin with, just so I guess it gets more water flow from the bottom of the tank, which is kind of neat really. And we'll give this a shot just with a straight hang over here into the water, and I'm just playing around with this right now, so let's give this a shot, push it down to the very low water level. I'll move it later, but that's kind of why I wanted to get those magnets working. So we'll use the first magnet attachment here. Oh, that's pretty slick. That's pretty slick. Okay, and then this bottom one here. And there we go. So that's probably too low in the water right now, but let's give it a shot. I can always adjust it later with those magnets. It looks pretty simple. And there we go. It's clearing the air out of the filter chamber, it sounds like. Sounds like most of the noise on this thing is like it's a very pleasant low hum. Once the air bubbles are gone, you can barely hear that thing. Excellent. Not the most interesting video other than just listening to sound, I guess. But there we go, there's the install. My intention is essentially, I'm going to be using a filter bag like so. I'll wrap it in some polywool foam that'll fit inside of that canister. I will do the activated carbon inside of the polywool. That's essentially just take this this entity here right out and change that out. So the whole unit can be easily removed, but the idea is you can easily lift the filter media out. So I'm leaving room in the tank right now because I've got a lot of playing around to do with reef building on the rocks and such like that, but I just want to get the water up to temperature and circulating, and I'll start adding salt soon too. Anyway, so that's the intention for this video, just to kind of give you a first from box into aquarium install of the Tunze Comline 3168 multifilter. So hope you found this helpful, and have a great day.